Hey guys, what's up? It's Elsie. Today I'm coming back to a topic that I talked about in another video of mine. Let's just get into this. There's a little bit to say, a little bit. Alright, so John Kuckian and Kuckian Cosmetics. Yes, I am making another video on John Kuckian. I felt like I needed to make one more video addressing certain things from my last video and a few more things that have happened since the launch and since my video. This will be my last and final video. I am not going to make another one. I did say this in my last video, but I just want to make that perfectly clear. If this was any other company doing this that was so blatantly doing this, then of course I would talk about it as well. The first thing that I want to say is that I never once said that there is something wrong with private labeling. I understand that this is a thing that happens, especially when it comes to makeup. I have bought from private label brands. He has said things in his past video that has led us to believe that he really thinks private labeling is wrong and that you shouldn't do it and all this stuff. I was really only trying to point out the fact that he is lying about this, and that can be very confusing to your consumer. There's nothing wrong with private labeling, it's how you go about it that is wrong. I wanted to go into some of the things that have gone on with him after the launch. One of the things that concerns me, after his launch, he had a lot of issues going on with his website and just people raising concerns about all different things going on with the website and with his launch video. He did make a Kuckian Cosmetics Exposed Part 2 video, and he put that up pretty quickly after his launch video. He did mention in the video that he's sorry he hasn't been uploading as much recently, and I'm not sure why that's a concern right now. I'm sure that your subscribers and your consumers will be okay, and they will understand if you can't upload right now because you just launched a brand. You just launched your makeup company. Of course, if YouTube is what you love to do, don't forget about it. Don't leave your subscribers in the dust, but you also could just let people know that you're busy working with your company, and when you can come back and sit and do videos, you will. He made 4 videos since his launch. 4 videos. That Kuckian Cosmetics Exposed Part 2, that was deleted, but there are 3 other videos still on his channel. One of them is an hour long. Please explain to me how you have time to be making these videos right now. The hour-long video is nonsense. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry right now, but it literally is science that is very confusing, all over the place. He just leads one into another, and it just goes on and on. And I don't know if this is all just a ploy, a tactic to get people talking about him, which I'm doing right now. This behavior seems very odd. It just doesn't make sense. How do you have time to make an hour-long video talking about random, I'm just gonna put a clip in right here so you can understand a little bit of what I'm saying, okay?
We could be quite far away from the sun and we would have significantly perhaps less warmth and energy and UV, whatever, coming from the sun, you know, because we're further away from it, which I think is something that's really interesting to think about. You know, we think about our Earth being here forever, but in reality, we're all moving somewhere. The whole thing with the Big Bang is almost still happening, you know, everything is moving outwards, everything is spacing out. It's not like everything is coming inwards and compacting. And that's something that you can see with basic telescope stuff. When you take photographs, you have blue and red because you know you have a light spectrum. And at one end you have like infrared and then red colours, and at one end you have like UV, which is like, oh my god, okay, so when it's moving towards you, you get blue shift, and when it's moving away from you, you get red shift. So when something like an object is moving fast towards you and you would take a photograph, like a star for example, the light would be shifted because those rays, which are going at their own frequency, that object as an element also has its own rate of motion. So say for example the wavelength for 2 still objects is like, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3. If this object is moving as it's coming along, then it's gonna compact the waves almost. Okay, the way that I would think about this is when a car is going past you, it could stay at the same revs, but when it's coming towards you, the revs sound higher, and you know when it goes past you, it's like, but it's not like the engine has gone into lower revs, it's because as it's driving away from you.
His past few videos have been ridiculous. Again, this could just be a tactic. This could just be a trolling situation. We don't know. And I'm not trying to be shady here. maybe a little bit. That video you made about the whole KKW launch with her little glitters and lipstick, and the situation with Manny MUA, you literally compared them to the Stila cream eyeshadows when that's not what they were at all. You literally looked at the packaging and said, they're both square and both glittery. They're the same thing. KKW was lip glosses and loose pigments. Stila is a cream eyeshadow. I can't. I don't want to say too much about that other than the fact that if you are a makeup brand, you should probably learn a little bit more about the makeup world, honestly. A situation like this makes you look very uneducated, especially in the makeup world, and especially when you just launched your very own makeup. I just really feel like that if he wants to be treated as a serious makeup company and as a serious brand, then he needs to get serious. He needs to stop acting like a little kid. He needs to stop posting videos that are an hour long talking about science and random... It really makes me wonder what's going on? What's really going on behind the scenes? I'm not trying to be mean here, but no company can be taken seriously when they behave like this. They can't. You're gonna have your loyal subscribers, and that's fine. But you're never going to have the majority of people when you act like this. Speaking of Snapchat, why don't we talk a little bit about what's been going on there with John Kuckian? He just has all the time in the world. Going out with his friends, having fun at the club. I hope that money you're getting from all these orders is going to your future orders. By the way, while we're mentioning that, why don't we talk about the fact that his pigments won't be available very soon. If you want to get some, you better order them real quick, like within the next few days. Oh, and by the way, this is not a marketing ploy. I'm really serious. You should get them now if you want them. I can't. With this situation, this is just another thing that is strange. I don't understand it. Why are they not going to be available for a few weeks? And then I will put the Snapchat in here right now. He says, and I quote, "Hopefully we will be good to go in January, but just give me a little time."
So just regarding my last few Snapchats, there is going to be a period over Christmas where my pigments aren't going to be available. If you do want them, I would say try and get them now. I'm going to hope to still have them there for the next week, but I can't guarantee that they will be. So if you do want the pigments now and not in January, I would get them literally today, tomorrow, the day after, because there is going to be a period where they're just going to be unavailable on the website, and this is something I can't talk about now, but I'll talk to you a bit later about another time. Yeah, there is going to be a period where the pigments aren't available, so hopefully they'll still be good to go in January, but just give me some time.
Whoa, 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 what do you mean? What do you mean hopefully we'll be good to go? You have people, at least I think you do, I'm sure there's a few that have pre-ordered for January, and you're saying that there's actually a possibility they might be not available? I mean, that's concerning to me. You shouldn't be telling people to pre-order. Oh, I'm sorry, those aren't your words, because God forbid we do any pre-ordering at Kuckian, huh? Like, I'm not understanding what's going on here. Do you have pre-orders available because they will be back soon or not? What do you mean by unavailable soon? It's a weird situation in my opinion. You can choose to see it a different way. That is fine. Like I said before, these are just my opinions on what's going on, and I just feel like I want to share them because it does still seem very misleading and very suspicious to me. Again, with the Snapchat, I'm not going to show the pictures of these girls without their permission, but he shared on his Snapchat a few pictures of people who have used his eyeshadows. These shadows look so patchy, and I don't think it is the girls' fault. I don't think it's their fault at all. I'm sure they're perfectly good at makeup. It's the shadows. He then posts a video showing how to use the shadows, and I'm pretty sure he did it on himself. It looked like, I wasn't quite sure, but whatever he was doing, you could see him pushing down so hard on his eyelid with the little sponge applicator that he was like pulling his eye open, and it was so painfully obvious that you have to work very hard to get these shadows to work. I just can't. One of the final things I wanted to talk about is the fact that he has talc in his products, or at least in his eyeshadow products, his crushed pigments. This could be a reason why he's having trouble getting it into the UK, since talc is actually banned in the UK. There is certain quality control with talc in the US. It isn't banned completely, but I feel like it could be shifting there. More and more makeup products and other products as well are not using it anymore because one, it actually just doesn't make the products work that well. It's very dry, it's very dusty. It's what can make certain things patchy and not blend as well, things like that. Also, with the whole situation with asbestos, I'm reading right now on my phone, since I don't know a huge amount about this, I'm not going to lie and say that I do. Apparently, in its natural state, talc can sometimes contain asbestos. Even asbestos-free talc has been under scrutiny for being possibly carcinogenic. There's obviously issues as to why people don't agree with talc and all of that, and I find it interesting that it's his #1 ingredient. I wonder if that's why you didn't want to list him on your website. That's honestly the last thing on my list of things that I wanted to talk about since my last video. As I said in the beginning of this video, this is going to be the last time I touch on this. If you want to ask me some questions or talk to me about it, you can talk in the comments down below or on my Twitter. I am open to talking about it further with other people, but I am not going to make another video about it. I'm done. I mostly just wanted to point out a little bit more reasoning as to why I felt the way I felt in my last video and why I still feel that way. How what he's doing just keeps proving and proving my opinion of him right. I do want to say that I am so appreciative of all the support I got on my last video, and I'm just glad that everybody else can see through all of the BS. I'm just gonna return back to my regular programming of makeup, reviews, beauty talk, all that, and hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.
Standing on the edge of a cliff, realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far.